Periscope time. Good evening, Periscope. How is everyone this evening? Beautiful Tish, how are you? How is everyone out in Periscope land this evening? Janae, what's going on, Janae? How you doing? How is everybody doing? My name is Anita Washington, and I am your Living Unashamed speaker and success coach. And I have been coming to you, blessed and highly favored. How you doing? Do you know that you Periscope the other day? Maybe yesterday, I think it was. I'm not sure if you realize you hit that button. But my name is Anita, and I am the Living Unashamed speaker and success coach. I have been coming to you, speaking, coaching, periscoping, sharing with you all the reasons that you need to live unashamed of your secret story. And living unashamed of your secret story, living unashamed of your secret story is really going after your dreams and not allowing any of the barriers or blocks that may be your failures, your mistakes, your experiences in your past to stop you from reaching your destined greatness. A lot of us get caught in life's struggles and trials and tribulations, and we get stuck. We accept what is, and we abandon our dreams. We forget about them. We have kids, we get jobs, we move to better jobs, and what we intended to do with our lives in the very beginning somehow gets sidetracked. But you should always have that in the forefront, and you should always stay focused on it, because what you focus on is what you will be drawn to. What you focus on is what you will accomplish in your life. So if you've got these dreams, then stay focused on them. Keep planning and stepping in that direction, and I guarantee you can make it happen. Tonight, specifically on Periscope, the subject that I had in mind to discuss tonight was something that I wanted to discuss or bring out to the young sisters that are out there that may be in a situation where they're having to call hell home, where they've got maybe an alcoholic parent or a crack addicted parent. They've got siblings that are teen moms or teen fathers. They've got violence in their neighborhoods. They've got violence in their schools. And they're either wondering whether or not this is it to life, or if there could ever be a better life for them. Whether they're hiding in the closet when the fighting breaks out in their own home, or if they're crawling under the bed, whatever it is, wherever it is they escape to, there's strength in that escape. I got two things that I want you to keep in mind and that I want you to consider. Because, like I said, what you focus on is what you get drawn to. What you focus on is what you become. And you do not have to become the tumultuous environment that you're living in. You do not have to become the violence that is in your environment. Even the violence that's in our schools today, none of that has to become a part of who you are. Number one, landscaping. Take inventory of your environment, not just your immediate environment, but you've got teachers, you've got church members, you've got neighbors, you've got all kinds of people that are on the low around you that could be role models for you. Whether it's a hairstylist, like I said, a teacher, it could be, just that single quiet sister that attends church, but you know that she's paying her own bills. She has her own car. She is her own resource and sustenance. So she controls whether or not she has peace in her house. And there is a way for you to aspire to that. Yeah, there is a way for you to aspire to that. That's why I need all my sisters. I need them in churches. I understand if you don't want to go into the schools to volunteer, but I need you in organizations. It doesn't matter whether or not you have kids. They need to see that there are sisters that don't have kids that are still boss chicks handling all their own business and deciding what happens in their homes. Hey, Tiff, how you doing? What happens in their home and whether or not they have peace in their home. Whether or not, when you get home, who decides whether or not you hear the noise from the television? You do. When you get home, who decides whether or not the radio is playing and playing loud? You do. So you don't always have to have 100 people around you. You don't always have to live in, yep, yes ma'am, that's me. No kids, peace and quiet. You get to, and hey, Janae, who gets to decide where you live? You do. So there is a better life that's out here. Do not allow the tumultuous environment, the violence that you live around, the violence that is around you, to become a part of the beautiful person that you are. It's a struggle. It's a fight. But let me tell you what's going on in your life right now. Because as a young sister, what God is cultivating in you right now is resilience. Because later on in life, you're going to need that resilience to handle life, period. I see a lot of parents that try to scale back, I guess, or rob their toddlers of their determined and strong-willed behavior. Shape it, yes, but don't eliminate it, because that's the resiliency that our kids need when they get older. And they have to go into these jobs and not be treated fairly. Or they have to struggle to get jobs and be twice as good, but make half the salary. There's a resiliency to that. And it starts at a very, very young age. So what God is cultivating, that strength in you right now, build that strength and hold on to it within you. And when you look over your landscaping, when you look over what's around you, your neighborhood, your schools, your church, your organizations, whatever it is that you're involved in, find the positive role models. Find the teachers or the neighbors, and you're wondering, how'd she do that? How many degrees does she have? Where did she go to school? Find these things out, and you can just watch from afar. You don't have to be in her business or in her face. You could watch from afar and learn. There are so many things that I've learned from mentors that don't even know that I exist, but I learned it, picked it up, and it has helped me to become a better person. So always, always look at the wide landscaping and not just what you have right in front of you or just the house that you live in. The second thing is your self-discipline. Your ability to manage your tongue determines where you go and how far you go in life. You have to have self-discipline. You cannot just be running off at the mouth to anybody or anywhere. Always take a minute to step back to see what's really going on, because there is always a bigger picture. And in that bigger picture, exercise your self-discipline. Exercise keeping your mouth shut. They don't know what you think, what you know, or what you don't know until you open your mouth. And a lot of these teenagers out here right now are opening their mouths incorrectly, saying things that not only aren't true, but you really haven't lived long enough to have that opinion, girl, to have that opinion yet. Keep your mouth shut and your eyes open. Self-discipline. Pay attention to what goes on around you, and that will help determine how far you go and where you go. There are some great places in this world to go. All of the dreams that you have, different things that you want to do, whether they are characters that you see on television, there are locations that you see on television. A couple of the places that I would always see on television when I was younger was California, Disney World, Switzerland, Germany, Australia, and I've gotten to visit a lot of those places, but it started out in me as a dream as a kid. And it was something that I held on to. I never verbalized it to anybody because I knew one day I would have my own. One day I would be on my own. And who decided whether or not I went would be me. All I had to do was buy a plane ticket, get a hotel, and see the land. That's it. That's it. But you got to keep yourself self-disciplined. You got to start with your grades. Keep your grades up. Education is one of the ways to get out of the situation that you're in. You keep your grades up, you get into a decent college, and a decent college doesn't have to always be Spelman or Howard or Stanford or Harvard. There are good schools in Virginia State. There are good schools in George Mason. There are good schools out here that take those C students. We once had a C student that was a president. Hey, Joyce, we once had a C student that was a president. And then a couple of the millionaires in the U.S., one of them, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he wrote a book about why A students work for C students. So don't discount yourself just based on grades, just based on what's going on in your junior high or your high school years. Because once you get a degree and you get a job, nobody is going to ask you what your grade point average was. They want to know whether or not you can do the work. Start with your grades. Your grades are right now your key to getting out of the situation that you're in. It is possible, but you got to stay focused. You got to stay strong, and you got to stay resilient. Right, Janae? Janae is another strong sister that's out there holding down all her own. It's out here to have. Stay self-disciplined, and you can have it. You guys have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow.